I refuse to go on a family trip unless they disinvite my nephew's friend. So I'm 43, divorced, and I've got a 15-year-old daughter named Emily. She's a total nerd. Like, she's into anime and video games and all that stuff. She gets picked on at school sometimes, but honestly she handles it pretty well now that she's older. Most kids just leave her alone these days, except for this one kid. Let's call him Jeff. He's 16 and he's best friends with my nephew, which makes this whole situation 10 times worse. This kid is an absolute menace. I'm not talking about just name-calling or whatever. He pulls Emily's hair, rips her clothes, destroys her stuff. Last year they literally got into a fist fight because he stole her backpack and dunked it in a toilet in the boys' bathroom. They both got suspended for that one. I've done everything. I've talked to the school like 5 times. We've had meetings with his parents, which were a complete joke, by the way. His dad just sat there not caring about anything, and his mom straight up blamed Emily, said she was evil or something. We've switched Emily's classes around so many times that her schedule looks like a puzzle. Nothing works. This kid still goes out of his way to find her and make her life hell. So every year my whole family goes on this big vacation for 2 weeks right before Christmas. It's me, my parents, my siblings, their spouses, all the kids. We've been doing it forever. This year we were supposed to leave in about a week. I was on the phone with my sister last week going over plans and packing lists and all that, and out of nowhere she mentions needing to buy Jeff a winter coat. I was like, wait, what? Why would you need to buy Jeff anything? And that's when she casually drops that Jeff is coming on the trip. I legitimately almost lost my mind. I told her right then and there that we weren't going. She immediately started freaking out, talking about tradition and family and how the kids look forward to this every year. I said I didn't care. I would eat the cost of our portion, but Emily and I were not going if that kid was there. She kept pushing, so I finally said fine. We'll go if you disinvite Jeff. That's when things got really messy. My sister started throwing out every excuse in the book. Jeff comes from a really unstable home. His parents are divorced. His dad doesn't give a crap about him. His mom is a mess. She said he needs this trip, that he needs a break from his toxic home life. She even had the audacity to suggest that maybe Jeff picks on Emily because he has a crush on her. I almost hung up on her right there. I told her I understood that Jeff's home life sucks. That's awful. No kid should have to deal with that. But why does that mean I have to put my daughter in a house with her bully for 2 weeks? When I brought up the fight from last year, she literally said, I know, but Jeff needs this. Like Emily doesn't matter at all. I told her my position wasn't changing and I hung up. That's when everything exploded. My phone has been going off non-stop for days. My parents are begging me to reconsider. My brother called and said I'm being selfish. My other sister sent me like 20 texts about how we're a family and we should be able to work this out. My nephew, Jeff's best friend, called me an asshole. The whole family is completely split on this. But here's the thing that really sealed it for me. 2 days after that phone call, I sat Emily down to talk about it. I wanted to see how she felt, if maybe we could figure something out. The second I mentioned Jeff's name and the trip in the same sentence, she started hyperventilating, like full-on panic attack. She was crying, shaking, couldn't catch her breath. I had to sit with her for almost an hour to calm her down. When she could finally talk, she looked at me and said, Dad, I'm not going if he's there. I can't. Please don't make me. And that was it. Decision made. There was no way I was putting her through that. I texted my sister and told her we were out. She showed up at my house the next day with my mom. They both came in and sat down at the kitchen table like they were staging an intervention. My mom started with the whole, he's just a troubled kid speech. My sister jumped in with, Emily needs to learn that life isn't always comfortable. I asked them if they were serious. I asked my sister if she would be okay with her own son being locked in a house for 2 weeks with someone who terrorizes him every single day at school. She got quiet. My mom tried to say it was different because Jeff wasn't intentionally being cruel. He just didn't know how to express himself properly. I told them both to leave. I said I wasn't discussing it anymore. We weren't going.